弱い。
ご命令を。
遅い。私の力をどう？存分に楽しいの？遅い。
ご命令を。
弱い。私の力はどう？存分に楽しいの？遅い。
ご命令を。
深淵に飲み込まれろ。
諦めた方が賢明。今回も完璧な車線でした。
弱い。
ご命令を。
深淵に飲み込まれろ。
What's up, man?
私の力をどう？存分に
Getting
楽しい
my
の？
8 minutes of gameplay on this, and then I'm gonna do my pinnacle dailies, which get to play that game for a lot longer. I haven't been cashing on this game at all, just because right now you don't get to play it for very long. I haven't really seen a reason to. Pinnacle I cashed on a bit, because I can actually play that game for more than 8 minutes. I finished the bloody palace off camera last night. Got in the top 10%, which felt pretty good. I love this game too, don't get me wrong, but like if I'm gonna cash on any service game, it's gonna be Pinnacle right now, because you can play that game for a hell of a lot longer than this. This game feels like, it doesn't even feel like your normal service game right now. It feels like an errand, and like walking down the street to get a drink kind of thing. Like, it's not really a commitment to play this right now. The stamina system in this is so restrictive. Well, normally, if like service games, I always budget, you know, at least an hour or more to play it. With this, it's like 10 minutes. I haven't even been streaming this lately. I've been doing this at my neighbor's house because it takes all of like 10 minutes. This game just really blue balls you with the stamina. It doesn't matter what you do, you'll burn through your stamina really fast. There's not really anything resembling like conserving it or anything like that. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed that. 10 minutes of playing. I guess they have to make it like that because that game is way more free to play friendly than a lot of those other games are. Like compared to Honkai, that game is way more free to play friendly because you can essentially get a character once and you can get their dupes just by playing. And also all the gear except the 6-star weapons, it's all farmable. It's not cash gear at all. So I guess they figure they need to balance it somehow. They don't want you to have like 9,999 stamina and just get best in slot gear for everybody without spending any money. But it does suck. You can't really sit down and play that game for a long time. You get blue balled pretty hard. That's why I have this. I'd like both games equally for different reasons, but this is the one I feel like I can actually play. But I definitely do think that's part of the issue, is that the game is very forgiving with gearing the character. Whereas Honkai, their main competitor, is not. You need so much shit to max out anybody. I don't know, compared to like having to spend tons of money to even play a character in relevant content, I'll take only being able to play it for half an hour at most. It's a worthy sacrifice, in my opinion. This game is getting a lot better with it too, in my opinion. They're getting really good with it. The Battle Pass has free legendaries and stuff. They're giving they're giving 2 legendaries away this week, which is pretty crazy. The thing about this game too is you really only need 1 legendary for each weapon class. You only need 1. You need 1 for the stats, and then the others are just for the moves, and the moves aren't even necessary in some cases. They're nice to have, but you know, you can get by without them. Actually, yeah, I should get to talent level 40 with him because he gets a big buff if he gets that. What's the cheapest thing in here I could buy? Just crit damage. Yeah, I need to get his level up. They added levels in this game, but the levels themselves don't give you stats. It's that they give you the ability to use talents. There's a talent for him that's really good. There's this one. This one is when your stylish rank goes up, you get more damage. And I'm good enough at the game to stay at like above S all the time. So I'm really aiming for that right now. And then I'll focus on Virgil again. I need to buy a couple more things with him. The cap is 50. Takes so much longer to load on here. It's annoying. Did it crash? Alright. Are we good? Actually, ironically, light side, it gets even faster to go through your stamina because they let you, it's actually a really cool system on paper. It lets you do a lot of the farming missions. What it does, instead of making you go through load screens, it just spawns another wave of enemies. So you can burn through like 240 stamina in like 3 minutes. it makes the problem better and worse at the same time. But I think that game has to be more hard-ass about stamina than games like this, because you can get, like, pretty much all of your best-in-slot gear just by playing, and they, as a business, they have to balance that out somehow. You know, other games like Honkai Impact and stuff, they can be more lax with stamina because you either have to save up forever or spend real money to get gear. PGR is probably the most free-to-play friendly game I've played out of all of them. But it comes at the cost of, you know, you can barely play it. The game is the polar opposite of a time investment right now. It's like, you know, unless you have like 3 minutes of time a day to game, which, if that's the case, you shouldn't be playing a grinding heavy service game, but outside of that, it is not a time investment at all. But that's why I play this too. This game I can play for, you know, 2-3 hours a day if I want to. The two games complement each other very well. Both games with really good combat, but this is one you can burn more time on a day. And PGR is nice. I can just play it over at my neighbor's house or during the kitty sitting streams, and it takes like a couple minutes to get through. Let's try to get Virgil legendary. Actually, I'm very close to his second super too. Not gonna get anything though. Yep, nothing. Alright, so let's see what the devil trial thing is for today. What weapons can I use today? Oh, looks like today's a Virgil day. See, it's getting kind of laggy. Hold on. You know how this game is. It's really weird with the lag. Sometimes you have to, like, keep resetting it. Yeah, he's kind of weak. Hope that didn't eat up a try. Okay, it doesn't. Yeah, I can't use Beowulf today, which sucks. Yeah, it's Shotgun, Yamato, and Beowulf are damage down today. Which sucked because Beowulf is like a really good weapon in this game. One of the best. Probably the best incarnation of Beowulf. Why did it put me back as him? I like just noticed that. I told it to play as Virgil. Beowulf's not going to do any damage. It's annoying. I told it to play as Virgil and it puts it back. So now I have to sit through more loading. Alright, let's try A. I might have to go down to B. Virgil doesn't have as many stats. You can't heal or pretty much can't heal as Virgil at all. These enemies are so annoying. I wish they would take them out. So obnoxious to fight. Whoever designed these enemies needs to be fired. Hate them. Fucking obnoxious. Just spam, spam, spam. Can you just give me the fun enemies that actually fight you and don't just run away? I hate having to sit through all the load screens. I'm just gonna go down to B. Not letting me use my good weapon. I just hate when this game just puts like 5 of the projectile spammers in the same room. It's like just aggravating. Can we get another enemy, please? Something else? Not just projectiles? We only have so many enemies in this game. Like, why do so many of them just stand there and shoot you? It sucks because you can't use a lot of your moves. Why don't they have the camera rule in this game? It's the worst thing about playing this game compared to the mainline games. Now it put it back as him again. Like, what the hell? Why does it keep doing that? I told it to play as Virgil. Let's sit through all this fucking loading. I don't know why this game has to load so long. It's like one room with like 5 enemies in it. Why does it take forever? It's just really aggravating when they just give you the enemies that just spam and you can't even play the game. Or hyper armor like this. He's not fast enough to deal with this. He's too slow. Fucking annoying, man. Where are the normal enemies? The enemies that react to attacks with melee and don't just spam. Now it's gonna pick fucking Dante again. Sit through the loading again. Can't fucking stand loading. Especially when it's stuff like this. It should remember the character that you choose. Stop going back to Dante. Really damn annoying. Annoying enemies and then just fuck ton of loading. It takes so long to get into the game. It reminds me a lot of 5. 5 is like that too. Especially if you're trying to install mods in that game. It's a real pain. Of course, there's another spammer. Always one of these guys. I need to get better with Virgil anyway. I'm not really good enough to Not really good enough to use him in the high-level stuff yet. Let's just go ahead and do that again. That was actually tolerable. Don't think Bloody Palace is open yet. I wanted to do Bloody Palace with Virgil this week. Yeah, it's still finalizing. Well, that'll be later tonight, I guess. Yeah, the fact that this game does not have the camera rule is like... I'd say it makes up like 80% of the jank in this game. There are lots of times where an enemy that has a ranged attack will just spawn off-screen, and you can't see them. It happens all the time in this game. It's very unfair. I'm surprised it's still like that, because it's been like that since the betas for this game. Picked him again. I sure love when I keep telling it to play as Virgil, and it just defaults to Dante every time. I don't know why. I guess it's because he's the, Virgil's essentially a cash character. He's not entirely a cash character. You very much could get him for free. It's just, the rates are pretty bad, and you have to save up for a long time. I guess that's why they default to Dante, because he's a default character. With the loading in this game, it can be annoying when you want to play as somebody besides Dante. It's nice that they don't force you to do the highest rank, because depending on what weapons you have, this can be pretty bad. Like, for instance, this symbol is Force Edge, and this is the Shuriken, both of which are essentially cash items. I mean, you can get them for free, but if you're doing the highest rank, you would want legendaries and stuff, and you'd want them we want them pretty topped off stats wise. Meanwhile, the Beowulf, the Yamato, which is a free weapon, the shotgun, which is also a free weapon, are they're ranked down today. So if you haven't spent on this game, or if you're a free player and you haven't had good luck, then I don't really think you could do this. But it does reward people who support this game, because you do get more of the cards. This game has some weird stuff about it, but I do really enjoy playing it. I'm sure they'll work out the jank in time. It definitely is a good amount of bullshit in this game. Is there anything else to do, really? I don't think there is. I think I've actually done everything for today. This is all co-op stuff. Oh, online! Let's see how bad the netcode is. How bad is the netcode gonna be? Probably gonna be a slideshow. Spoilers. I've never done this before, so I don't know what to expect. It's probably gonna be like, playing Smash Ultimate. Oh, I see how this works. That's actually pretty cool. Wow. So the way it worked is this is actually way better than their competitor games like Honkai and PGR. In those games, everybody spawns in the same instance, so it becomes a lag fest, and mechanics like the dodge and stuff just like don't work. But what happens here is everybody's in their own instance, but the boss has a health bar that goes down for everybody. Like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. That's way better than what you would think. Normally, it's just this big cluster of everybody trying to deal with lag, and the dodge system doesn't work. This game keeps winning. This whole time I thought it was going to be this laggy cluster mess, but I actually thought it out. Normally it's like, okay, everybody's on the same screen, you can't see your character, there's particle effects everywhere, and the game is lagging, the performance is bad and the netcode is bad, so you can barely play. Wow, this is fun. I'm glad I've been playing this for months and I finally figured out how this works. That's way better than their competitor games, where it's like it's just a laggy mess and it doesn't really represent how the game is played. Let's keep doing those. I wonder how many of those I could do a day. Game's got so much cool stuff. You can forgive the jank. Like, all those load screens and projectile spam. I mean, this game does a lot of things right. I'm sure those things will get ironed out and polished in time. I mean, this is, out of all the games like this I've played, this is the best online they've ever done. Because you're actually playing it. Still can't get anybody to join my game. Well, that's okay, I could just leech off others. Here's one. It's the solution for lag in general, and in a game like this, I don't know if you've seen me play. I haven't really played PGR co-op, but it's a mess. It really is. It's barely playable. I mean, yes, it's janky, but it works, and I can actually dodge the attacks, and it's not laggy. It's the lesser of two evils, for sure. Everybody's complaining about that in PGR right now. You know, the game is laggy. The game is laggy, and you know, the game has like a witch time mechanic, but you can barely use it because, you know, the lag is too strong. You know, this game solves that problem, even though if it's not as satisfying as seeing, like, you know, 3 Virgils just tear shit up. I mean, from a gameplay standpoint, it works much better. I'm actually shocked at how well designed this is. Also, in games like this, visibility is a big issue too. That's a problem in PGR as well, is everybody's doing these big-ass particle effect moves and you can barely see the boss. And then you accompany that with lag and bad netcode, and then the performance goes down. It's just a mess. It doesn't feel fun. You know, these are... Obviously, you can still destroy stuff really fast in this game, but it's still a skill-based game at its core. In skill-based games, it never feels like getting hit and stuff is... It's never fun when it feels like it's not your fault. Which is a problem in a lot of these games. You know, it's one thing if it's like a turn-based game or something, and it's laggy, you know, as long as the game engine isn't eating your inputs, you know, it doesn't affect you that much. But in a game like this, it's huge to be able to play it and have the damage be your fault. Your fault, and not the game's fault. Yeah, I tried PGR co-op, and I like never want to do that again. Which is a shame because it's like the best way for free players to get weapons is doing the co-op, but the co-op sucks. It's not really fun to play. Knights of Valor is another good one too. I was playing that game for like a month, and the netcode in that was terrible. It was really bad. You know, that game was fun to play. It wasn't as in-depth as this is, of course, but it felt like we couldn't really enjoy the game because so much of it forced you to play online. It felt like you had like a full second of input delay on everything you did. Well, yeah, I think this is the better way to do it. Actually, I don't think there will be a kitty sitting stream tonight because there's that stream I like to watch. That guy is only on a couple times a week. Let's do the service game stuff now, I guess. I'd like to think DMC 2 does not exist. That was the game that taught me to not get excited for video game announcements that have no gameplay. That was the game that taught me that lesson as a teenager. So I was not a kid when that game came out. I was like, what, like 16, 17 when that came out? But that was the game that taught me that, a very valuable lesson as a gamer is, don't get excited for stuff when they don't show any gameplay. That was the game that taught me that lesson. I got so excited when I saw him jumping off that building and doing all that cool stuff while he was going down. But then I got the game, and we all know what happened there. That's why I'm actually thankful for that game, because it taught me that lesson. They still do that to this day. It's like, here's this sequel to a widely renowned, you know, known franchise, but there's no gameplay. It's all just CG. It's like, alright, well, I'll get excited when they actually show the game. The CG trailer does absolutely nothing for me. So, I'm thankful for DMC 2 for that. It taught me that lesson. That's like a coming-of-age thing as a gamer. Realizing that when they don't show you the game, you should not get excited. Weird how people still have not learned that lesson. They showed like the new Elder Scrolls game and it was just an empty canyon with the logo. It's like, dude, don't get excited over that. They didn't show you anything. They did not show you a playable video game. They showed you a logo and something that probably took months of some outsourced CG farm to make. They did not show you a playable video game. They can get excited when they show what you're actually going to be buying. But you're not going to be buying a CG movie, you're going to be buying a video game. I think DMC 2 humbled a lot of people my age. Can't fall for those tricks anymore. Yeah, I don't know how people still fall for it. Anyone remember the DMC 4 announcement trailer? That was CG too. It was all CG. There was no gameplay. And I remember when it came out, I was like, okay, this is cool, but you know, where's the where's the actual game? What made it even weirder is that that design of Dante that they had was not the final one. He looked a lot younger. Like they weren't even in development at that point where you know, they had decided on him looking older. You know, the Uncle Dante, he did not look like that at all. It's completely different character design.
I will send you.
DMC 4 had a very troubled dev cycle. They essentially had to make an HD game with no recycled assets on the same budget they had for 3, which is why I've always said DMC 4 is heavily carried by its combat. Everything else about the game is not very good. Luckily, they still gave us a great combat system, but there's so many things about that game that just feel really shitty. There's lots of things that annoy me about 4. It's the backtracking, the puzzles, all the padding, and then the biggest one to me is the enemy designs. That game has some of the worst enemies in the series. There's a couple fun ones, but then there's just ones that just... they're either not fun to fight, they're annoying, they waste your time, or they're too linear, meaning that you have, like, one way to fight them. Stuff like the, anything with the echidnas on them. Whatever they're called. Chimeras, not echidnas, chimeras. Like, those things are garbage. Random hit stun you can't do anything about. The campaign in this does not really, it doesn't take inspiration from 5. It's got a lot of the annoying stuff, like puzzles and shit. I don't like the campaign in this game, but it gives pretty good rewards, and I need to get Dante to level 40, so I'll probably go through this throughout the next few weeks. I'm not a fan of the campaign in this at all. It feels like a step back from 5, which got rid of all the puzzles and dumb stuff and the padding. This is full of padding. Luckily, they give you so many modes that are just fighting that you can kind of look past it, but I've actually been saving this campaign, not because I don't like playing it, but because it gives, like, 100,000 red orbs for every level. Well, I can use that to, pretty much max out Dante, and then get Virgil the rest of his moves. You get a really fat one-time reward for doing this per difficulty. I saved up for like a month before I got Virgil, so when I finally got him off a free drop that they gave out, I pretty much had most of his stuff maxed out. I got him to like level 30 before I even played as him. But I saved up for a long time. And now that they have the talent, the level system in the game, I kind of need to focus on them both. Dante's got much worse gear right now, I'll tell you that much. The game has been pretty nice to me with Virgil. See, this is why I play this and PGR. I don't play one or the other. Because you can play this game for hours a day if you wanted to. Whereas PGR is like maybe an hour a day if you're lucky. It's nice to have both. I like both games. They're both games with really exceptional combat, especially for the platform they're on, but PGR is not really a game you can play for more than a few minutes. Yeah, and this you have the Bloody Palace, you have Risk Trial, you have Devil Trial, you have Co-op, you have Story in Bloody Palace, Training Mode. Even just Training Mode is fun to play in this. Once you get a decently decked out character. I like to have both. How are you still alive? You can see why I don't like this story mode. It's not Samurai Warriors 5 bad, but it's just slow-paced. The other modes where you just kind of fight are way better, which, I mean, is not really unique to this game. That's pretty much any game focusing on combat. The puzzles and the cutscenes and stuff just... they get annoying after a while. Especially this boss. Just the standard enemy that runs away. Doesn't attack you, just waste time. And usually just death abuse on this boss. It's boring to fight. Doesn't stagger. Hyper armor. Running away. Spamming ads. Will work. I hate this boss. Shit boss. It's so hard to just design an enemy in a game like this that actually bites you, does not run away for any circumstances, or summon Mook. You're not even fighting it, you're just fighting a tail. Just die. Garbage boss. Yep, just walk through everything. I love it. Hit stun, what's that? What's hit stun? Never heard of it. I'm just gonna walk through everything. Shut up, I don't need the damn tips. Make an interesting enemy. Not something that just runs away. So irritating. Armor on everything. Sometimes I hate hyper armor. I hate this jank. Stop running away. Fucking annoying ass boss. Armor, armor, armor. Just die! Huh. Just fucking Tales of Arise. Just walk through everything and run away. And half my moves don't work because it doesn't make the enemy react. It just walked through it. Dumb. I hate that boss. Sure is fun when the game mechanics just stop working because the enemy doesn't react to anything you do. It just walks through it. Any long animation you can't use. Because it just walks through it. Like it's not there. You're not like kicking it like 30 times. That's actually not a boss. It's a, it's an elite class enemy that's given a boss health bar, which makes it worse. That boss barely even fights you, by the way, and mostly just runs away. Alright, well, I think that's actually it for now. Bloody Palace is gonna reset for a couple hours. I'll probably do that with Virgil this week. That sounds fun, so I need to get better with him. But for now, that is it. That's pretty much all I had planned, was just getting through this. Alright, good. Later today I'll be able to get him a level 40. Yeah, it's gonna do it for now. Probably no kitty sitting stream tonight, because that stream I like is on, but if he plays a rerun, then maybe I'll do some Bloody Palace or Raise. All the other Cerberus game stuff is done. But yeah, that's why I like Pinnacle of Combat, despite the grievances I have with it. I can play it a lot longer than this game. This game was like 2% of the stream today. I've been on for what, like almost an hour and a half almost? And PGR was like 10 minutes of that stream. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'll definitely be on later tonight for sure. I might not do the kitty sitting stream. I might just go watch that stream I normally watch. He only streams 3 times a week. If that is the case, then I will see you guys when I get home around 11 to midnight, because midnight is when PGR resets. PGR resets at midnight. This resets at 1 p.m. my time, so they're 13 hours apart. So I might just do might do both of them at the same time, or I might just do this at midnight and then this as a house stream. I haven't really decided how I'm going to schedule it yet, but those are really the only 2 Cerberus games I'm playing right now, so we'll figure it out. Catch you later today.